I'm going to do a cooling upgrade on my Impulse 32. They're actually not too bad from factory. They have a pickup, single pickup here, and then they have another one in the boat there. The way they connect it up is this one goes through the motor, the one in the hull goes through the speed controller in one side, through here, and then out the other side, and then up here. The first thing you notice with these things is the tiny hole in the outlet, and they only use a 2mm hole in these. Now with our pickups or our outlets, we run much bigger holes. You can see that next to that is, you know, like night and day. I'm going to say it's at least 4mm. Yeah, there you go. It's a 4mm hole. This one's a 2mm hole. I might run the bottom one through the motor, and then the two off of here, one side into the speed controller and out, the other side into the speed controller and out. So I'll be running a third outlet here. This rudder will bolt straight on, and I'm going to use some green outlets just to change it up a little bit. The other thing is their hose is a small inside diameter as well. Ours is 4mm. It's 7mm on the outside. You know, it wouldn't matter if it was 20mm on the outside. It's still 4mm on the inside. That's all that matters. But theirs is probably going to be 3mm. I'm going to say it would have to be a 3mm drill. Yeah. Okay. It might be 1/8, which is 3.18, 1/8 inch, 3.18. So this is a bigger diameter hose as well. This rudder is also going to make it turn better as well. Being dual pickup, it needs a little bit more room to fit the extra pickup, so it's actually bigger that way. Okay, length is just a tiny bit bigger. That's not going to make much difference, but this will make a difference when it's turning. These have two outlets on each side, like all our rudders do, so 2 into 1. It's not going to affect it in the way of drag because it is longer there, but it's not, you know, wider this way. It's not going to collect any more water until it's actually turning. So they run a little hose cover in these ones, like we do with our hose kits. I'm going to have to take that out and just drill it out just a little bit. It's I can't remember the size of the drill. I've got a special drill for these that I bought specifically. I think it was like 8.4mm or something like that. But you know, you're probably not gonna have that. So just go with about an 8mm, and then, you know, ream it out. Actually, funny enough, theirs looks pretty damn close to ours. This is the one I pulled out the boat. With a slightly smaller hole in there. You can see ours is certainly bigger that way, but when you put this here and here, it's about the same. So ours may fit in there snugly. I still have to drill another hole for the one next to it, but let's see. Yeah, she's gonna fit. Wow. Okay, so I'm still gonna have to mark a hole here and, you know, put another hole there. Obviously, when you're drilling this other hole, don't just do your 3mm pilot hole or whatever and then go straight up to 8mm. Or you're going to have chunks of gel coat coming off around it. Alright. Doesn't matter where you drill it, really. You know, there's nothing to hit in the back here. And because of the overhang under here, even if you don't get it perfectly straight, you know, no one's ever going to see it. I'll be selling this boat one day, so I actually took the time and marked it to make sure it's right. Now, there's a nut under there. I don't know what size it is. I'm just going to try and hold it and See if I can turn it. If they've got Loctite on it, probably won't be able to. No, the whole thing's turning. Okay, so the size of the nut that holds that on was actually 10mm. It's pretty hard because you can only feel it, you can't see it. And it's kind of up in this higher bit here. So without knowing the size, it was a bit of trial and error to get it off. Oh man, so it's definitely Loctite on there too. God, that is tight. Got you now there. Just waiting to slip off and scratch the boat. It's tight. No, stuffed it. Even with the bigger screwdriver. It's yeah, it's all buggered there. So I'm just going to end up slipping, so I've got to try and drill it out. I think we got him now. Okay, so there it is finally. As you can see, this is a channel that shows us stuff-ups as well. Not everything always goes perfect. Let's hope the flange on this is bigger than that, or else we're getting the black texture out. It's going to be a little bit showing. Oh well. Okay, so that's all in. These ones use a 4mm hex head and 10mm nut on the back. Put your Loctite on, obviously blue Loctite on the thread so it can't come off. Now it's just a matter of just running the hoses. Okay. Now you'll find the fittings that they use on these are perfect for this 4mm ID hose. Very, very hard to get the old 3mm or 1/8 inch hose off. It was just, I had to cut some of them just to get them off. So this is actually ideal because you can get it on and off, but it's never going to fall off. Found out my ESC mount was broken here. Got 2 more holes on there. I don't know. I suppose I could attach it from the bottom. Like put some double-sided tape on the bottom just to make sure. This thing's had a few big crashes, so I'm not really surprised. So there it is. So bigger tubing, bigger size outlets, an extra outlet on the rudder. Plus you get a rudder that's black instead of silver. Why they would do a black bracket and then, you know, black stinger, black fins and silver blade, I have no idea. A little bit wider rudder, so you're going to have better turning as well. Whoops. And just those connections up there for that. It all fitted in, the tubing all fitted in the standard little bracket things there. That's the original one there. So for the speed controller, again, I've gone from one in this way, down that side there and out, and the second one in that way and out. So that's going to have ample cooling. That could never, I don't think they could get hot with that much flow. But you know, people do stupid things. It could get hot if you just run a massive prop, and you know, you're trying to run on 8S and stuff like that with too big a prop. So I might make up a kit. I needed like 1.5 meters of tubing, so I'll probably put 2 meters in the kit. I'll just do black outlets and I'll just do clear tubing. I think obviously not all these things are green, so I can't do green outlets, and they may not, you know, people may not like that anyway. So I think that will be the ultimate cooling kit for an Impulse 32. And there was nothing actually hard. The hardest bit was actually putting this back in. The 2 bolts that go down there fiddly as. But really, the whole job took, what, 20 minutes, I suppose.